Welcome to another CYTLive show. My name is Stephen Aitchison, creator of PositiveLifeAffirmations.net, a program to help you change your beliefs to change your life. And I want to talk about, in particular, about what you value in yourself. So this is all about the values we have for ourselves, because a lot of us, we tend to think about other people before we take time to think about ourselves. And I know we've got to really get to know ourselves and get to know what we value in life as well. But most of us, especially parents, I have to say, fathers and mothers as well, we tend to focus on other people rather than putting ourselves first. And we kind of lose ourselves along the way. And that's what I wanted to discuss today. And it really all starts at the core of who you are. What is at the core of who you are? When you start asking yourself questions like this, you find out who you really are. Because a lot of people have lost themselves. They've lost what they really cherish in life, what they value in life, what they value about themselves in life as well. And they've forgotten themselves, and they no longer know what is valuable to them, apart from the family, the children, and the immediate friends and stuff like that. But when we really break it down and get back to us, i.e. you, what do you value in life? And the way to find out what you truly value and get to know yourself really well, and by getting to know yourself, that's not airy-fairy, because a lot of people have lost themselves. And it's getting back to yourself and getting to know who you truly are as a person and where you want to be as well. And for us to figure that out, we have to really think about what our values are. I'm talking about the values we have for ourselves and the values we have about the world as well. So the question today is, what do you value about yourself? What is your intrinsic values? And a value really is, if we put it simply, is a psychological construct which really determines the way we act, what we do, the actions we take, the beliefs we have, and everything we think. That is the core of who you are. That is your values. And you have to know what your values are to start moving forward in life. If you want to really move forward in life, you really have to know what your values are. So I'm going to give you an example of this. And one way to find out what your values are is to ask yourself the question, the people you like in your life, the people you truly admire and like in your life, what do they have that you value, there's a value within them that you really like? So, for example, I don't like people who lie. So I found that out when I found people who lied, and I found out they lied as well. I realised that was one of my core values. I like honesty, I like integrity, and I like everybody to be like that, but not everybody's like that. And that's cool if everybody else is happy with that. But for me personally, one of my core values is honesty. Honesty and integrity. And I've not always been like that myself. I had to find out the hard way about being honest. And I think I've told this story before. It's about when I was, it was about 18, 19, I was seeing somebody, I was seeing a girl at the time. And I didn't want to carry on the relationship. Well, I didn't want to carry on the relationship. I wanted to be young, free and single. I was too young to settle down. And I did something extremely stupid. I tried to get the girl to dislike me. So, because I didn't have the balls to stand up and say, listen, you're brilliant, but I don't want to continue with this relationship. I'm just not happy, and I want to be single, and I just want to go out with the boys, or I want to go out and do my own thing, or travel, or whatever I wanted to do at the time. It was travel. I wanted to do, and I just didn't want any ties at all. So I tried to get her to dislike me by doing stupid things, and by probably being a bit mean. Not nasty, I was never ever nasty, but being a bit mean. Just all because I didn't have the balls to stand up. And then I did something even more stupid. I asked her to marry me, thinking she would get scared and say no, but she said yes. I thought, oh my God, what have I done? So that's when I had to really look at myself and just sit down with the person and say, listen, I've been a dick. This is everything I've been doing. The reason is I want to be single. It's just the type of life I want. I want to be single. I want to be able to travel. I don't want any ties at all. I'm too young to be settling down at the moment. And so when I told her that, and we kind of had a long discussion about it, she appreciated it, and she thanked me for being honest. And that's when I realised the power of honesty. And that's when I guessed that kind of installation of that value occurred within me as well. So that's just an example of discovering what your true values are about yourself. So I'm just going to go over just now and see if we've got any comments on that just now. Faith Gaspar is saying, honesty, modesty, empathy. I no longer like liars, people who are fake and think out loud, draw conclusions. Yeah, so you've kind of found out one of your core values there as well. Don Adams Bowen, oh my God, done that myself. And that's a terrible story to tell because it makes me look bad, but it's the truth. It's being honest. That's what I did when I was younger, because I was a bit of an arse when I was younger, and I just didn't have the maturity to say honesty is going to be the best policy. And we've taught our boys that as well from a very, very young age. Say, whatever you tell us, we might not like it, but you'll get into less trouble because you're being honest than telling a lie and finding out later on, because your lies always find you out. And you always have to kind of back up your lies, and you always have to think about your future as well, because you're always covering your tracks. Whereas with being honest, you can forget it. Even if it's kind of bad, as long as you're kind of honest, you can almost forget about it because it's out there, it's in the open, you no longer have to cover your tracks as well. So we've taught the boys that from they were kind of born, when they were born, a very, very early age. And myself and Sharon are that's one of Sharon's core values as well. So we're very together on that. We're very together on all things, to be honest. And we always kind of back each other up. So that's one of our core values. But the way to find out your kind of core values is to ask questions. So look at a person you admire just now, one of your friends, for example. Look at a person you admire and ask yourself, why do you like that person? Because sometimes we get a vibe from somebody. We get a vibe from somebody and we say, I really like that person. But we've never really asked ourselves the question, why do we like that person? What is it about them that we like? And it's usually a reflection of yourself, or something, some way you want to be that you like in that person. It's usually a reflection of ourselves. And it's usually, this is the way we usually find out our kind of core values. For example, kind of honesty, which we mentioned. Do you like people who are lazy? Do you know somebody who is lazy and you just say to yourself, I don't like that person because they're really, really lazy and I just don't like it. That's you uncovering one of your core values. You like people who are hardworking, who have that kind of work ethic as well, and that's another kind of value we've instilled in the boys as well. They're very, very hardworking as well. Pessimism. I cannot stand kind of pessimism. And when I'm saying I don't like it, I don't like that trait of pessimism. I'm not saying I cannot stand people who are pessimistic. I just don't like the trait and the behaviour that they have when they are pessimistic. Because I know a lot of pessimistic people. I just don't like that particular trait. And it's a value I have. A value I have is optimism. Is kind of always look, it's not about always looking on the bright side. I kind of know the bad things that could happen. But when somebody says, okay, this could really happen, it could go really wrong, and this is the worst that could happen. So you just counter that with, okay, that's the worst that could happen. What's the best that could happen? And somewhere in between is usually the thing that's generally going to happen in kind of reality. So just name some of the things you like, thinking about people, and name some of the things that you like or don't like. So Kathy Ann is don't like whiners. Definitely, so you've uncovered the value there. What else do you like in your friends, for example? What do you like about your friends? Give me some of the things that you like about your friends, and tag them in here as well. Tag them in the comments and just say, I like this about this person. And you start to uncover your values, and we'll kind of uncover your values as well at the same time. Faith, and she does not hang people that gossip, lie, need attention. She believes in her faith, stronger than people. Okay, so you've uncovered a value there. Lisa Dawson D'Angelo, good energy. Good energy is a good one as well. So you've got to ask yourself the question then, okay, what makes it? What makes them have that good energy? What has that kind of good energy vibe? So we always get we pick up on people's energy that interacts with ours, and we pick up the kind of values as well that those people have, and we kind of start to admire. Kim Hamilton, I love being around positive friends. So positivity is one of your kind of core values as well. So you're uncovering there as well, which is brilliant. Pamela Styler Bird is saying, I like consistency. So again, that's one of your core values. So you're starting to extrapolate your core values of the person that you really are. And once you do this, you start to discover who you really are, maybe for the first time, or maybe rediscover yourself might be a better word. And it's good to know about yourself, because then you can move forward and look forward kind of into the future saying, okay, I know this about myself. This is what I want to do. These are all the values I need to have. And you can start to install new values as well. But we'll talk about that in a wee second. Margie Tucker, I don't like narcissists. I like good, honest, kind, positive people. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, Margie. And I've known quite a few narcissists. I didn't know the word for it at the time. But in hindsight, looking back on it, I've known a few kind of narcissists. And it's strange with narcissism. Narcissists can be extremely, extremely pleasant. But behind it is that manipulative behaviour that they have that make you think this guy is a really good guy or this woman's a really good woman. But behind it, there's manipulative behaviour, and it can be up and down. Their kind of moods are really up and down. It's quite disconcerting being around narcissists. Obviously, there's different levels of it as well, but I've known quite a few, so I know exactly what you mean there. Ron and Laurie Frame, welcome to the show, Ron and Laurie. Upbeat, energetically charged. Yes, love that about people as well. There's a guy online who's kind of like this all the time, Brendan Bouchard. He's always energetically charged. He's upbeat, he's positive. He doesn't take any shit. He just says it like it is as well. And I love him for that. Well, it's like that on his videos. It might be an act, but I don't think it is. And anybody that's seen him live, has been to his live shows, his High Performance Academy and stuff like that. And he does a 3-day event, and he speaks for the whole 3 days. No notes, no nothing, but he's got that high energy about him as well, and it's brilliant. So yeah, I totally get what you mean. Kathy Ann, sense of humour. So you've uncovered another value there, and that's the sense of humour. Kim Hamilton says, I love Brendan. Just see if there's any other comments here. Kimberly D. Mann, the difference between optimists and pessimists are pessimists know the truth. Like funny for everyone. Like that one. Mish Morris, I like how humble my very wealthy friend is because they are so lovely. And that's another trait as well. I don't know if you've ever watched kind of like the X Factor or things like that, and you see people coming on, they're dead cocky and they're dead, I'm the big I am and stuff like that. And immediately there's some, well, for me, immediately I get kind of turned off. But I love people who come on and are kind of a bit sheepish, but then this voice comes out, they've got a freaking amazing voice, and yet they don't even know it themselves. I love that kind of humbleness, so I know what you mean, Mish, there. And just see if there's the comments are a wee bit kind of wonky today, and I just wanted to make this as interactive as possible. So just forgive me when I'm checking the comments just now. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. Don Adams Bowen, yes, you're so right. We tend to live and learn the hard way. Being open and honest is the right thing to do. My experience happened back in '89, so I've learned a lot since then. So you do learn a lot from the kind of relationships you have as well, and you start to uncover your values as well. So how can you then, when you've looked at the values and you've asked yourself the question, and the best way, as I said, is to look at your best friend, or look at your friends, or look at people you admire, and ask yourself, what is it you admire about them? You start to uncover your own values, like being pessimistic, honest, people who get things done, people who are ambitious. I don't like being around people who are not ambitious. I love being around kind of ambitious people. That's obviously one of my core values as well. Close-minded people kind of really turn me off as well, especially around maybe kind of religion or something like that. If they're very close-minded, if they're not open to conversation about different faiths, different religions and stuff like that, it kind of puts me off straight away, especially those that say one way is the only way. that just kind of turns me off. That's a value I have in myself. Open-mindedness as well. What people who are kind of unfaithful as well, as a value I have. Being very faithful, being loyal. I love loyalty, and I'm really kind of attracted to in business, in a business sense as well, people who are really, really loyal. And if somebody's loyal like that, I go out of my way to help them as much as possible as well. And I can think of a few, and I think you know who I'm talking about. But I love kind of loyalty as well. I'm loyal to Sharon. Sharon's loyal to me. People that's working in YDF group as well. I just like that, love that loyalty. So when you want to have a particular value about yourself, like confidence, that may be a value within yourself that you would admire, because you might admire somebody's confidence within themselves. Outwardly, it might seem they're confident, but that's okay. That's what you admire. So would you like to install that into kind of your core value system as well? And that's all about changing your beliefs about yourself and looking at yourself and looking at the beliefs that you have about yourself and start to turn them around. Because the beliefs you have about yourself is going to determine your confidence levels. So we have to think about it that way. Once we change our beliefs about ourselves, then we can become much more confident. So that may be a core value as well. So if you want to install new core values within your life and start living your core values as principles of your life, you can literally kind of turn your life around when you truly start to look at yourself, focus on yourself for a wee bit, even an hour a day or something, and start to really focus on yourself and really get to know yourself as well. Then things can change in your life. Uncover your values, you start to uncover your beliefs. You start to understand why you take certain actions. You start to understand why you have certain thoughts. So if you can change some of the core values that you have in your life, you can turn your whole life around, if you think about it that way, because our values are what make up our life, and the way we live our life, and the way we act, the way we behave, the actions we take, the thoughts we have, all come down to the values you have in your life. I'm going to share an article with you that I'd written a while ago actually. I'll share an article with you down below as well, talking about values, but it's extremely important, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. I'll just go back to the comments just now and see if we can get them unstuck. Gina Sende from Angel Tribe, mindfulness is a huge value. Definitely, that's a huge value. So you're being in the moment, you're being kind of aware of other people, you're being present with them as well. I think that is a really good value as well, Gina. Definitely agree with that. Cheryl Fletcher Greening, dislike negative people. I'm attracted to upbeat positivity, hope, and compassion. Yeah. So again, you've uncovered some of your values there. You might have known them already, but you might not have known them. So you're getting to know yourself as well. Angel Tribe from Gina again. Confident is great, arrogant is icky. Icky. I remember when I first heard that word icky, and it was on Friends. Do you remember? Well, everybody will remember Friends, I would imagine. But I remember the icky, I think the episode was called Icky. I was a big Friends fan. Loved that. That's when I first heard that word. That just brought a memory back there, Gina. Caroline McGowan, afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon to you, Caroline. Good to have you here. I'm just going through some of the comments before we finish off. Time is kind of slipping away today. I just not realising the time I'm kind of on the lives. I've done it on the YDF live show as well. I just didn't realise how long I'd been on. But I think I've been on for 25 minutes already here. Izora Ortiz, Izora, is that right? Izora, focus on the man in the mirror. Yes, it does help to check your own reflection. If that works, I've never actually tried it myself. But yeah, if that works, it's a brilliant suggestion. Gina, love that show. My family calls me Monica. Thought Monica was brilliant. She was my favourite character, I had to admit. Monica was brilliant. And again, some of the values that Monica had, you know, the kind of OCDness, I actually like that in people. That it just shows me something, they're passionate about something, like to be tidy or to be, just there was something about Monica I really liked as well. And I think it was that OCDness that she had as well. Kim Hamilton, I've watched every episode of Friends. I think I must have watched them multiple times as well. I just loved it. I loved it when it came out. I couldn't wait for a Friday night for friends to come on to catch the new shows. Chantel John, I love positivity, hardworking, productive and loving individuals. I've seen those aspects in me. Thank you, Mr. Aitchison, for this great way to look at it. Oh, thank you very much, Chantel. I really appreciate you saying that. Tricia Marabilas. Seeing beauty in even the simplest things. Yes, definitely, because there is beauty even in the simplest things, but we rarely take the time to stop and look. So yeah, that's it for today. As much as I love talking, I think I've been on for... Oh no, I've not been on that long, but I need to go just now. I hope that's given you something to think about. If it has, show me a few hearts just now. If it's kind of opened up your mind a wee bit just to get you thinking about yourself and start to focus on yourself as well. Show me a few hearts just now, just so I know that it's kind of okay to talk about these things in the future as well. And that's how I gauge what's good and what should be talking about in the future. So seeing a lot of hearts there, that's brilliant. So with that, I'm going to wish you a brilliant day, whatever you're doing today. And I'm going to see you tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow at around about the same time. Now, it shouldn't be late tomorrow. I won't be a couple of minutes late. I'll make sure everything's up and running. Okay. So until tomorrow, have a brilliant day. Namaste. Take care. Bye now.